Is it working now? The light shows that it's on, but anyways, I'll try to talk. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your weekly Oracle card reading for the week of June 6th through to June 13th. And I apologize for all the technical difficulties, but we will try this again. So I love how the angels talk to me a lot this morning about unconditional consciousness. And I'll tell you a story. But first, we're going to talk about the cards. The card of the day today is fairness, which means that things will be handled in a just and fair manner. So there might be some situations in your life right now that are seemingly very challenging and that you're going through it, is how Archangel Michael says. And what he wants you to know is as you surrender your needs to be right, that things will go much better. And you have to visualize a peaceful outcome. When you visualize that peaceful outcome, that's sort of the energy that's needed in exchange. So he says that the universe works through the law of exchange. And what we hold in our minds and we hold in our hearts is what we give to the universe. And then they, in exchange, give us something back, which is the desired outcome. So that's pretty cool. The other thing that Archangel Michael wants me to tell you is at the beginning of my career, I didn't really have too much training. I trained a little bit with angels, but not with angel readings. And sort of the way that I was able to see people's angels and to hear people's angels' messages is I did one thing right, is that I believed in no thinking. At the time I was discovered, I was into something very powerful. I was into Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth. That was at the time when Oprah and Eckhart Tolle were doing the book club on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And I was really, really into that at that time in my life. And basically what his philosophy taught was to get in touch with the space between thoughts and to become comfortable with not knowing. And I was really into that at this time. And so that was all I did, was when I sat down for my first reading, I was completely comfortable with not knowing. And then, of course, comes the knowing. I know that sounds crazy, but it really is true and it really does work. So the reason I bring this up is because the exclamation mark of the reading this week is unconditional love. And I said, well, how can unconditional love help us this week? And what the angels told me was that when we become comfortable with the space between the conditions of our mind. Now, here's an example of what I mean by conditions. You might think, when this person turns around, then I will be loving. When this person stops abusing drugs or whatever, then I'll love them. And this is not to imply that we're conditioning bad behavior or enabling bad behavior in any way. It simply means get in touch with the love within you to heal the situation. There's also a real emphasis around forgiveness of parental figures in our life this week and healing from addiction. So if you feel unsafe at any point this week, call on Archangel Michael to protect you. He's one of the princes of presence. So entering into the present moment is something that's very hard to do because oftentimes we get lost in our thoughts. Archangel Michael is one of the princes of presence. So what he can help you to do is vacuum away your fear and enter into the now. Because that's really when we access that unconditional love, that unconditional consciousness is right now. It's not some goal that we have to achieve in the future. It's accessible to each and every one of us in the here and now. We just have to hold the intention for it. So call on Michael to help you with this. And also remember that you are enough. Our thoughts are kind of there to keep us safe. And we think so. Right? We think that if I'm suspicious, if I'm fearful, if I'm protecting myself with these thoughts, constantly thinking, trying to outsmart, trying to prepare myself, that kind of thing, that really does come from ultimately you not feeling enough, you not feeling worthy or strong enough to handle what's going to come at you in the present moment. So really the angels are saying to you this week, you are enough. You can handle everything. You will have angels that are protecting you, that are surrounding you in this situation. And you really are enough. So I hope these messages make sense to you this week. I've presented them in a little bit of a different way for you to understand sort of the deeper meaning behind them. And, one of the things we want to think about with our chakras this week is not so much, thinking, for like the root chakra, thinking I am safe, I'm rich, but more in terms of getting in touch with the consciousness of each chakra that is telling you you're safe, that is telling you you're loving. And see if you can do it this way. I know I'm going to go slowly introduce these topics onto you. And it's a slight adjustment, but I really do think it will work to support your healing practices. So I'll say it one more time. Get in touch with the consciousness. So that's the space between thoughts. Anyways, my time is up for today. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.